Alright, so time for yet another audio recording, voiceover for one of these fights against, this time, a more high profile fight, the local super boss of the game, or one of them at least. The weakened version of the Warp Savior. It's just camp, not doing killless, it's probably impossible. This is the first stage, the pupa. The only thing we really need to do is defend until it decides to turn into the stronger form. It has some nasty physical moves, but those we just defend through. During turn 4 and turn 7 it's gonna do nothing, and then it's gonna explode in turn 8. So we can use turn 4 and turn 7 to heal and set up. And for turn 8 we have no choice but to pop this shield or whatever it's called. It's gonna stop all the damage you can do. It's on my... I don't really need to do this. It's kind of lazy way to do the first phase, but I just couldn't bother to actually kill the thing normally. So I'm just gonna take a hit to my burst gauge. It's not gonna make too much of a difference, even though if you end up using the burst gauge for something later on, it's not gonna be material significance. Here I'm using the chain circle for a very specific reason, and that's because when the Warp Savior turns into phase 2, it's gonna start by attacking with its... is it the claw or is it the buds? I don't remember exactly, but it's a set of limbs that uses the arms for skills specifically, and they have some pretty scary skills, so I would like to see some head binds. I don't think it happens here. They have pretty high resistance, but that's why I use chain circle. Next I'm gonna alternate to the snare circle for the claws. Anyways, yeah, this is main phase Warp Savior. There's 4 limbs to worry about, and then there's the main body, which is in defense mode right now, and it's gonna take like 0 damage. We just need to take out the limbs, so it moves on. We want to take them out at the same time, because otherwise it's gonna move forward to the phase with the limbs still alive, and that's pretty bad. Don't want these alive, because as you can see, they deal some damage. The front row right now doesn't really have much to do, so they're just defending and tanking hits for us. We're using Glacier Room to deal AoE damage, and Ice Room to debuff it, and still using the other magic buff. But that's about it. House can't really star drop here, because otherwise we deal uneven damage, and that would end up killing one of the limbs first, and that would push the phase forward too fast for my liking. So yeah, that's what we're doing. It's gonna take 4 casts of buffed Blizzard Room to kill these. Don't really need to fully buff, I think. Only Ice Room is okay to kill these. Doesn't need to have the other buff. Or whatever. The fight is done already. Can't change that. There's some other stuff I would redo if I did the fight again, but that's whatever. I won. You may notice that I'm kind of over level a lot here. 85 is pretty high. During my test attempts I managed to do the fight at level 80, but I decided to go up to 85 because more consistency, I guess. I just wanted to. Oh, right now it's going to change into the attack phase. Right now it's gonna open its eye with a very high delay, so all of our moves are gonna go first, and then it's gonna wipe all of our buffs with a very fast move, so we can't really deal any damage before it wipes our buffs. The most we can do is either use a burst skill like Firewall, which we have in the meantime, or we can use Supersonic to try and sneak some hits in, but I rather use this turn to buff preemptively for the main attack phase. I think there's more value in that. The attack phase itself it's very scripted. It's gonna be 3 strong AoE elemental moves, always in the pattern of fire, ice, and volt. And here we're double dipping on our fire room because our main source of damage is going to be Inferno. So we're double dipping on that. We're going to be dealing more fire damage and taking less fire damage from the fire move. But then after that we're gonna have to use Ice and Volt Mists. It's a fairly safe phase. The nukes are pretty strong, but we can tank them pretty well with the mists. And after the nukes are done, it's gonna use a AoE party ailment move. It's gonna give random ailments to everyone. It's basically the Night Queen if you saw the Persona 3 stuff. Night Queen without the damage. It's pretty bad because there's some nasty elements in the pool, but it's nothing game breaking. No, it's nothing strategy breaking or whatever. We're just gonna preempt it with some ailment healing and hope it doesn't go alright. Here right now you can see that I'm using Firewall. That's the main thing we use Burst for in this phase. We don't really need Calm Breath or anything. And we could like use Aegis Ward for something, whatever, but it's not necessary. We can deal just fine with the Fire Mists and Miss items and whatever. So yeah, just gonna pop these for extra damage. And yeah, all of our damage is gonna come from this attack phase, just giving it all we got. Because we can't really do anything during the defense phase. There's the second one, just a Blizzard move. And there's one of the reasons actually I leveled up. During my test attempts at level 80, we were missing Inferno Rune a lot. I really didn't like that happening. Wanted some more consistency on that. Not sure if I was just unlucky or whatever, but it's not done. It doesn't change the strategy much. If we just follow the script, it shouldn't be able to do anything too bad. The next turn is one of the only times in this fight it can actually do something bad to us, but it's rare for it to like get something unsalvageable out of ailments. I don't remember what exactly getting. Oh, yeah, that's another thing that can happen. We can preempt the ailments with the refresh, but sometimes it just comes first. Which is like, oh, then it uses this almighty move. It's not very strong. If you let some of the limbs survive to this phase of the fight, it's gonna be nasty, but you just kill them all first. You don't have to worry about that move doing much to us. Cameron died here because, unfortunately, proc off Curse. But it's whatever. Now we're back to the limbs. This is basically gonna be the fight now. We're gonna have to kill these again and do another damage phase. Again, spoiler alert, this is not a 2 cycle. We actually don't kill it in the next attack phase. We have to do the buds, limbs, a third time. Just quite annoying, but whatever. If Cameron didn't miss that one Inferno, you would have had it in our hands. It's kinda sad, but whatever, it's whatever. We did really well for like the super boss. I know it's an easy super boss, it's like the easiest Etrian super boss. But like I did well. It's pretty strong due to like Rune Master being itself even as thrall by being stuck to medics. I'm not sure why I'm hesitating here, but sometimes I just... Why am I using the potty? It's always pretty safe right now. I don't think I need it. I guess House was a little worse for wear, but I don't know. The passive healing from the circle should be more than enough to bounce back from this. I guess we did get a pretty nasty attack pattern from the boss. Oh look, I think we are bound that one claw. It's completely useless. The claws are leg-based, now that I remember, and the buds are arm-based. It feels kind of counterintuitive, but whatever. You do you, EO4. And the head is obviously head-based. There, you can shut off all of the moves by head binding it. It's not something we are interested in doing. No, we are interested in doing that, but like, don't try to force it because it has really high resistance. I don't think I ever managed to get the head to be bound, or if I did, I didn't gain anything from it. Like, I think I managed to headbind it in the defense phase, which does nothing because when it goes into the attack phase, it purges all of its ailments. Why am I setting up? Oh yeah, I think I'm going to use the burst. Oh, never mind. You can use the burst skill in that interval of time between the buffs getting wiped. Between the eye opening and the buffs getting wiped, you can use the burst skill there, but like, I think I decided not to do it here. Could have done it. Doesn't change much. We're just preemptively buffing too. Why am I hesitating here? Oh yeah. I think it's actually better to use Fire Rune later. Actually no, because no, it's better to use Fire Rune earlier, because then one of the Rune Masters gets an extra turn off the buff. But then again, that's something you're going to have to use during the Omen turn, which you usually don't get much out of. Whatever. I think either way it doesn't change much. Already doing the most damage we can in the attack phase. And it's not enough because probably RNG. We just barely missed the 2 cycle. It's kind of funny, the Megiddo Flame is a fire move. Like, the SNT part of my brain reads that and goes, oh, Megiddo, almighty. And then it's a fire move. One improvement that could be made to this fight is like, a second Arcanist isn't really necessary. You really only have an Arcanist for the passive healing of the circles at this point, and sometimes they can do something to the limbs. They're largely... oh, and then there's the debuffs, but debuffs you can keep them up with just one person, kind of spamming them. I think, like, what would be a good subclass to have in place of the second Arcanist? I think you can do some stuff with, like, Imperial, like that one move that can slow someone down. You can definitely use that to deal a little more damage in between the items, or you can just have a third Rune Master. Whatever. I guess it's more intelligence books that you need to farm, but I'm gonna admit it at this point, I just cheated a few intelligence books to finish putting Cameron up to speed. Form and I cooked his stats legit, but Cameron and I cheated a bit. It would just be a lot of farming Pukas for a few points extra damage. Now we're going to not kill it in the turn. Cameron didn't get panicked here. Oh, if only. You won't believe how close this thing was to dying until you see the way it actually dies in this one. It's kind of funny. I'm kind of glad I didn't 2-cycle it, because the ending of this fight is something else. Holy chest is useless as ever. here's to yet another goddamn tournament. I kinda consider throwing another Inferno room, but no, it doesn't. It has a lot of priority in opening inside, no, closing inside. So yeah, this one is just set up for the... Why did I cast Hood Circle there? That's a bad play. Actually, I think that's what ends up screwing us over. You're gonna see. I think clicking Hood Circle there was a mistake. Not a very consequential one, but it's a mistake nonetheless. I got head down here, but just you wait. Front row is still just turtling. Every time you just see the sliver of health and the main body flashing, it die a little inside. That's so close. If only. There we go. That one bud got headbound. That's gonna screw us over. Because now it's uneven. It's gonna take more damage from our spells, it's gonna die first. I think it dies this turn. Yeah, look at that, it's taking like 33% more damage, it's dead now. Which means the Warp Saber is gonna open his eye now. Ahead of schedule. And here's something else dumb happens. This is the only time that these goddamn buds use their Union attack. And it killed the Foreman for no reason. Not sure why he died and the others didn't. I guess Wilson nulled it? Or something? Carolyn's fine. Yeah, whatever. I think Foreman had a debuff on him. Yeah, we have to revive Foreman, and now the limbs are alive, and the eye is also alive. The eye is also open, so it's in the attack phase. It's gonna clear our buffs this turn. So I just send out the Blizzard Wounds. What else can I do? Clears our buffs. Blizzard Wound comes out, and Warp Savior dies. There we go. Such a silly ending to this fight. But yeah, that was our Warp Savior fight. It's something. Easy super boss, really got him easy. This team could beat it so bad. And like 5 levels lower, though I didn't record it. I'm not sure when I'm gonna do Fallen one because I am kind of sick of this game. No, it's not, I'm sick of it, but like I've been playing it a lot. And it's been doing a number on my college studies. So yeah, I'm gonna take a break for a bit. I think, and Fallen one will happen when it happens. That's it. Ciao.